Well, you go back to work. That's probably what I told our young men in the locker room. We got. Hmm? I got noise somewhere, but no, you get back to work. We got to find a way. We're going to continue to keep developing. A lot of it is, I don't know how much, X's and O's are just getting into a rhythm, and whether it's having consistency. We talked about that this week. I thought we played real hard last week, and even this week in practice, the emphasis is how can we consistently do that, and how can we consistently practice perfect. And so those are the things where I wish I had a wand and it can, and we could fix that right now. But I think when you're developing and you're trying to build something, that it's going to take time. I wish it was a quick process. And, I do know that I felt I saw a tired bunch there in the third and fourth quarters. I really did. And whether that's the defense on the field too long, but I saw some lethargic, which, I guess I got to find a better way of preparing our guys to play football. And that's why I'm excited to get back to work on Monday, and we'll continue this process.
How do you think they dealt with, some of the adversity? It's tough when you're on defense and, you're getting thrown back out there over and over again, without the offense putting up points. How do you feel like they stayed together, though, throughout that?
I thought good. I saw a little there in the fourth quarter where I just thought we were, worn out, but we got to play complementary football. The one thing I saw that, let's say the offense drove in, I think we pinned them back on the 1 yard line. Would be nice. Complementary football is okay. We finally got field position. We didn't score, but we got close enough to the 50. Now we're punting it. It's down on the 1 yard line. Let's get a 3 and out, pump back. Now we got field position to continue a drive. And those are the phases of football that we need to continue to work to be complementary. Defense is playing well. Offense got to get first downs, move the ball, win the field position battle. Right now, we didn't do that today. I see different units, whether it's offense, defense, or even some breakdowns in special teams with punt today. So, again, we got a lot to work on. Not going to make excuses. Our kids are going to fight as long as, we got to do a better job teaching. We got to do a better job developing. And I got to do a better job getting this team ready to play another tough opponent in another 7 days.
What do you feel that you can do offensively to maybe get a spark going, or get, some kind of rhythm there?
Yeah, we got to create some sort of explosive. We haven't had explosive plays, whether it be a run of more than 10 yards or a pass more than 15 yards or even throwing the ball downfield. We had a situation where we had a drive going. We started on the 1, got out across the 30, went to play action just to stretch the defense, try to take a shot, and we get sacked. So we're trying to attempt to get the ball downfield, and then we have a breakdown in our protection. So those are the things when it jumps out to you that, we got to get better at. We got to stretch the field. We got to find those young men on our football team that when we get the ball in their hands, they can create some of that explosiveness. And, I'm excited each week in this COVID. You get different kids coming back to the program. I may lose some, got some coming back. So in that, we just got to make sure we find a rhythm that we can create in practice that we can carry over in a game and start fast. For 2 weeks in a row, we didn't start fast offensively. So that's got to be a point of emphasis this week as we prepare for Southern Illinois.
Did you see anything from either Craycraft or Wade to separate them from one another?
It's so hard. No, I watched the film. It's hard. You're putting different offensive line in front of them. You're putting different receivers in front. I said this going into the game. Yeah, I wish I could say, yeah, it jumps out. At times, Joe might have thrown a nice pass here, or Mark had a good run and good leading a drive. One day I hope I can see that there's a big difference. Right now, just watching the game today, I didn't, but we'll go back in the film room and we'll evaluate and assess that each and every week during this winter season.
What are some positive things that you can take away from the game today? I don't think was you guys had very few penalties.
Penalties, but we had some critical ones where it was holding on KOR or holding on the edge on offense. We haven't turned the ball over, but I don't think we've given our taken chances. Sometimes, you haven't turned the ball over means you're probably not throwing the ball too many times downfield. We had a turnover defensively because they were throwing the ball downfield into the end zone, and we're able to intercept the ball. So those are the things that I look at, that we're playing clean, substitutions, those situations. But now we got to find ways to move the ball, move the sticks, score touchdowns, and put together a four-quarter football game.
Coach, you talked a little bit about some guys being out. I haven't seen CJ Charleston or DeMarco Craig at all. Are they okay? What's keeping them out right now?
And again, I tell our guys, I don't talk about COVID or I don't talk about that because we play with the next man up, and they're not the only two. You could take a look at probably our two deep from week one, and there's probably other names on that you could look at today's game. But that's the world we live in right now. So to even think that we're going to talk about it, no. Our kids are in the mindset that it's the next guy up. We get a call on a Saturday before you get on a plane, and 3 kids are taking off. Then another 3 kids jump in. So that's the world we live in. It's a little bit crazy, a little bit chaotic. But what I try to tell our team is that we're moving forward, and we're not going to make excuses for it. We're going to put 11 on the field offensively, defensively, and special teams. And the goal is to win football games, and that's what we have to do.
Defensively, well, I guess offensively, NIU ran a lot of unique plays, like trying to get the playmakers the ball. Is that something that you plan for, like wide receiver ran around, handoff, stuff like that?
Yeah, just finding different ways to attack perimeter, different ways to, attack the interior. So, and they're not working. So we got to do a better job. Again, our kids, our young men will do what we teach them and how we lead. And if we're not putting them in a position to be successful, that falls directly on the head football coach. So we have to do a better job of putting our young men in a position for them to be successful when we get to Saturday. Because I do know that they will fight. They will battle. But there comes a point where, you get worn out quickly too. I look at, the quick turnaround we had this week. I look at how we scheduled. Should I have given them more rest? Did we go too hard in the beginning of the week? We got back early Monday morning, and boom, we're preparing for an opponent that maybe had 2 days rest, that played on last Friday. Was that a reason? No, but it makes me reassess, maybe looking at the schedule of what we had this week. I'm anxious to get back into a regular routine, knowing that they're off on Sunday. They haven't been off for 10 days. And I think you could see that in the third and fourth quarter, that these kids haven't been off. They've been going hard since the week prior to North Dakota State. And when you play in a short week, you get no days off. You got to go. So our kids have responded well. I know they're going to fight, and we're going to put together a plan for them to be successful.
The last question for me, I know you're probably tired of hearing this, and I'll never ask it again. Just what was it like finally being able to coach at home, finally being able to coach at Seton Stadium?
I mean, it's a special place. Last time, I coached at Youngstown was back 29 years ago. So to be able to run on the field, with our guys, and, even if I fall, I got back up real quick. Sometimes you get knocked down and you got to jump right back up. But, to be able to be the leader of this team, it still makes me proud. I told our young men before we took the field that I'm proud to lead them out on that field. And I wish right now in the locker room, I wish I can give you that success right now. We're going to continue to work at it. We're going to continue to build. And this is during the adversity time where we got to see positive leadership. We got to stay together, and we got to figure this out.
Joe, you good?
The offensive line's play today. Obviously they were down Becker, and it's a young group. Up against another really good defensive line.
Yeah.
Kind of assess it right off the bat.
I'm anxious to watch the film because we said from week 1 to week 2 we wanted to see improvement. So I'm anxious to go back in there and really dive into the film and see how our execution, see how our fundamentals, how our technique is, and see if we made that little jump. And again, it's all about developing. I mean, today there's times you saw 2 true freshmen on that offensive line, and those kids, again, they'll battle. But we're in that early stages. I think you're going to see those kids get better each and every week. And I'm anxious to watch tape, see if there was somewhat some improvement from last week.